Hey everyone, this is Grady from SUBOVERLAND, and in this video I'll be doing a little walk around of this 2008 Cadillac Escalade ESV behind me. Let's get right into it. This is my 2008 Cadillac ESV that you guys have seen on the channel a little bit, but I thought I'd do another walk around video and some updates that we've done on it since I think the last time. So if you guys know about these Cadillacs, they're obviously different than a Suburban or a Yukon XL. The GMC Denali and the Cadillac Escalade share a very similar. They share a lot of things, particularly the drivetrain that we can go over a little bit. So those are the more, comparing a GMC Denali and the Cadillac Escalade is an easier comparison. But main differences are going to be drivetrain. These have the 6.2 liter V8. Now in 07 and 08, they did not get the AFM, active fuel management. So that's some differences. Some people will choose these for that reason. And I mean, I'm not against AFM. Some people are, very against it, or, it goes on. People like to badmouth certain things. And so anyway, I should probably do a separate video on AFM at some point, but these don't have it, which is a pro to some people. They still get, decent fuel economy. Right now, the way it's set up, which I'll explain later, I get probably around 12 in town and then, 16 on the highway. And that's with, the giant tent, and it's a heavy car. But so it has a 6.2 liter V8, over 400 horsepower, and then it has a 6-speed transmission. The 6-speed transmission was introduced to this year range in the Suburban in 09. And so the Denali and the Escalade got the 6-speed earlier than anything else. So that was some of the main differences, and that's why I really like, an 07 and 08 Escalade. I like that 6-speed transmission, and the 6.2 liter V8 is fantastic. It's fun, super fun to drive, sounds amazing. It's a really good solid V8. And some other differences that you'll see is, like chrome stuff. So right here, they have like this little chrome thing, and then chrome mirrors, and then chrome. There's a lot of chrome. Handles, grill is chrome, tow hooks. So yes, many people think of these as just, not an off-road vehicle. And I think that's kind of a shame, because although, not many people use them in the overlanding community or off-road community, they really are capable, and there's a lot of pros to them. Now with the suspension setup on this thing, it's got Bilstein 5100 shocks, front and rear, just like on, a Suburban or a Yukon XL of this era. So that's all the same. And these all came with air ride or auto ride, and that's deleted, so I don't keep that on any of our vehicles. And this one's kind of unique, the setup, because it has 35-inch tires. So this is a bigger tire than we usually do. Now I did that just because I wanted to, really. I think, having the bigger tire, there's pros and cons to that, but you get a lot more tire on there. I really like the ride of having a 35 on these, this year range. I have the 6.2, and so it rolls it along fine. And the 6-speed gives me, good enough gearing. And so that's, some of the reasons why I just decided, just for fun, to try 35s. And the look of it, I think looks great. These are Cooper Discoverer AT3 XLT. That's a mouthful. And I chose this tire. Pricing was really good on these. I've had good luck with these in the past, but also it's a little bit smaller than, it's not a true 35. It's a 315 70-17, which people call a 35, but within that size, there's a lot of discrepancy on actual diameter. So this is actually like a 34.3, I want to say, somewhere in there. A lot of the other manufacturers, depending, but some are having a true 35 or a 34.9 or really close. And so I went with this one because with my lift, it's only a couple inches. And so usually when you throw a 35 on something like this, you have a lot more lift. I don't like putting these things up. I like keeping them about 2 inches. And so I didn't want to get a giant tire on there to rub a lot. I've had to cut a little bit, and I need to, clean that up a little bit. But this is the sizing that we decided on. And with the suspension, this one's also a little bit different. It has, instead of the Moog HD coils in the back, I have Hummer H2 coils. So it's a progressive spring, and it gives you about an inch more than the Moog HD. Not a lot more, but I decided to use those, and I've been really impressed with towing, and they work out really well. So we talked about the mods I did. One main difference between this and just a regular Suburban is going to be your low range. So these are full-time all-wheel drive, which it's a great system. It's got a good solid transfer case and everything, but you don't get that low range. And so if you're doing a lot of rock crawling or steeper obstacles, this isn't the best thing. But if you're more a cruiser and you're doing more overland type stuff, then this is great. Lots of traction. This has a G80, so it has a locking rear differential and everything. And a lot of these, I think, seriously, almost all of them came with that G80. And so these do really well in the snow. They do really well on trails. They're just not gonna, tear it up on a super steep trail in Moab. People do it, and they're fine. But that low range is really nice to have. Some other cool features that I like about this are the interior. So let me show you that. Now the interior in the Escalade, I really dig. I don't know what it is about it, but I just really like the coloring. And this one, this is kind of a different example. So like this wood trim that you see here, normally it's that silver, if you see that, that's stock. So someone's put like this kind of weird kit, and I don't believe it's factory. It's something that you could order. It might have been done at the dealership, but as like a package or something, but it wasn't like from the factory like this. I think it was like a little add-on. So just keep that in mind. Most of these Escalades that you see are just going to have that silver, like that coloring instead of that wood. Now with the Escalade and on a lot of these, you get some cool features. Heated steering wheel is one. That's the cruise control controls, but you got your heated steering wheel right there. And then you have heated and cooled seats, which comes on a lot of these. Now these features can be found in other models, but just with the Escalades and Denali's, it's more common. And then I just like the styling. Like Cadillac's always used a clock, a real clock, which I think is cool. So it incorporates that. And the coloring, like at night, they have more of a LED style halogen, I believe. And then the dials, or the two are different. You have a RPM, temperature gauge, fuel, miles per hour. So there's no oil pressure gauge on these. Some other things that you'll see are Right here, you have, a shift lever, and then the seats. I've explained this before, but so a lot of times in these Suburbans and stuff, headrests will be vinyl. These are not. It's like this side is vinyl, but it got leather, and so there's more leather found on these seats, and they're perforated. So this is the back seat, but see how it's perforated there. So you get perforated seats, which are good and bad. They get kind of dirty sometimes, but easier to cool, so you don't get as hot in them. This one's a 7-seater, as you can see. Now that we've explained the interior a little bit, I'll show you the build out on this. And another cool feature, a lot of these are the rear hatch. And so it's a automatic hatch, which is cool. I definitely don't mind having that. It's nice to have when you got your hands full and all that. So I just have a simple build out here. This is our little drawer with our camping stuff, so we keep that all in there. Super simple. It's nothing, we do bigger drawer setups, but I just kept it simple like with that. And then this is the fridge. I don't know if you guys have seen this in our builds yet, but this is the Iron Man fridge setup, which I really enjoyed. So we have the fridge in the back with this setup instead of the center console. We still have 3 kids, and so they like to have stuff in there. It's just easier at this point to not have the fridge in the center console for us. And then also back here, right on top of this platform, that's where we usually have the EcoFlow Max, and that's connected. So like here's the fridge connector, then this is where our solar is connected. Now up top here, I've got a 200-watt solar panel mounted to our rooftop tent, and that's what's powering that EcoFlow. And this awning, this is a Ironman's 270-degree awning. This is a freestanding awning, and we love that. And the tent is Ironman's hardshell tent. And I forgot the model name, but I think they have a different model now. But anyway, if you look at their site, this is the hard shell version, and they're really cool. It's you can sleep 2 people up there, and we have definitely utilized it, and it's been a cool addition. So yeah, that was a quick little walk around. Again, in review, some advantages to the Escalade in my mind are all the features. So you're always going to get that, for the most part, heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel, some of those fancier things, versus just a regular old Suburban, which is kind of fun, and I don't mind having them. The 6.2 V8, which I'm a fan of, it's just fun having that extra, I think it's like 80 horsepower over the 5.3. A lot more torque. It's fun to drive. They're fun to drive. If you haven't driven one of these, try it out. And with that 6.2, they came with that 6-speed for the older years, which I think is an advantage. And I kind of like, they're fun. You roll up and they're like, what is that thing? Oh, it's a Cadillac. So you can go do a hard trail and you show up in a Cadillac. So I think that's kind of like a cool factor to these. Some cons for people on these ones would be the full-time all-wheel drive, so not having a low-range transfer case. Some people that would be bothered by. With our use, I don't mind not having it at all. It's fine. And price, these Escalades do book for more than like a regular Suburban, so you might pay a little bit more for it. It just depends on the market and things. Other than that, people will maybe complain about more electronics and things to break, but really at this point, you can fix anything on these cars, so I'm not afraid of that necessarily. So I really like these. They're super fun to drive, like I said, great on the highway, and if you guys are looking to get into the overlanding world, I would definitely recommend an Escalade or a Denali. I wouldn't shy away from it. People might think you're maybe weird or like, what are you doing? But it's kind of the beauty of it sometimes, right? showing people that they might be wrong. So this has been a fun build. If you guys have any questions and or comments about this video or something I may have said wrong or whatever, leave it below in the comments section. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We'd love to have you here on the channel, and we'll catch you on the next video.